Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Mike and today I have a new video for you all about new makeup releases and whether I'm going to buy them or not. And spoiler alert, there are definitely a couple of things that have been announced in the past month that I did already buy. And so I've got lots of stuff to chat to you about, so let's just get cracking straight away. The first thing that I came across was the Lethal Cosmetics new face products that they came out with. These look nice, these look interesting, but I'm not someone who is a big fan of like face palettes. I have a few and I don't use mine enough as it is, so I know I won't get the use out of a product like this. However, I think that if you are someone who really likes that one-stop shop, that it can be very helpful. And I've only tried Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows, none of their face products, but if their eyeshadows are anything to go by, then these will also have really great quality too. So excited for this, but that's something that I really need. But I think it's a good move on behalf of the brand because you can now also put the face products in with eyeshadow. So you can definitely build like one palette to do everything if you so wish to do that. So smart move. Then L'Oreal came out with a new powder foundation from the Infallible line. And in case you don't know, the Infallible Fresh Wear foundation, like the liquid one, is one of my all-time, if not my all-time favorite drugstore foundation, period. It's a really good one. I actually did a video with it, putting it up against the YSL All Hours. So I'll make sure to link it in the eye above, so in case you would like to see that. But on my dry skin, and then I hear powder foundation, I'm always a little bit like, no, I don't think that that will be a good idea. I very often use powder foundations as a setting powder though, so I could still get use out of a product like this, but it's definitely something that I will only use if I want a very heavy coverage kind of look, and that's not really my jam, so that's why this is one that I will be skipping for sure. And then I saw Adept Cosmetics coming out with a palette. I only know Adept from like those really big oversized empty palettes you can buy from them. And I believe they also do singles. I think this may be their first palette. Let me see what it's called. It's called the Plain Jane palette, and it has some really stunning purples, and that's what really caught my eye. It really has some nice jewel tones, but then also like a bunch of neutrals. And I've looked into buying Adept because it is available from Amazon to me, but then the shipping that they added on at the end of my checkout, because I wanted to get one of those large palettes, it was outrageous. So Adept is not a brand that I can currently buy from because their shipping is just outrageously expensive. So this is not something I will be getting because of that. Then the Essence and Catrice Disney Villains / Disney Princess collection came out. It was announced, it came out like a few weeks later, and I bought the 6 palettes and I did a full video with it, so I'll link that again in the eye above. I have heard that this is going to come to the US in January, February next year. So make sure you check your Ulta online because I don't think these things will come into stores, but I've heard from people who have checked with Essence and Catrice that these things are coming to the US early 2021, so I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, over here they were already available, very limited though. I got mine through a German website that I get a lot of Essence and Catrice stuff from because they do ship in Europe, which is Cosmetic for Less. By now this will have probably sold out already here. This one's not going to come to stores in the Netherlands. I think it is also going to be released in places like South Africa, I've heard, mid-December. So this is slowly but surely being trickled all over the globe, it seems. I hope you can still get them. They have some nice palettes in there. I do have to say though that I was a little bit underwhelmed by the color stories in the end. They looked a lot more interesting online, I felt, than what I got in real life. So that may be something that's good to know. But yeah, check out the full video for all of my thoughts. Of course, we're going to talk Colourpop because Colourpop came out with lots of new stuff ever since I last spoke about new makeup releases. And of course, everybody's been going gaga for the Raw Beauty Christie collab. It's called, what's the palette called? At Forest Sight. And this really appealed to me because it has the kind of tones that I really like. It very much reminds me of ABH's Subculture, and that is one of my all-time favorite palettes. and I've heard a lot of people comparing it to that too. It's just that because I already have eyeshadow palettes that do this, I didn't really feel it was necessary. It was out of stock when I placed my Colourpop order for Black Friday. I definitely got some things, so stay tuned the next couple of weeks because I will show you what I purchased for Black Friday. It's just going to take ages to get here. So I hope I'll be able, if I'm happy if I can do that video before Christmas, to be quite honest, because things from the US, especially Colourpop, usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get here. Just so you know. So yeah, Raw Beauty Christie Colourpop looks really nice. If this is something you don't have, if you were intrigued by the Subculture palette but was a bit about the quality because of everybody's negative reviews, maybe try this one. I think it can give you a very similar vibe, but that's just me. And then He Who Shall Not Be Named finally did what everybody's been asking for I think 2 years now. Jeffree do a green palette, and he did. It's called the Blood Money palette, and I already said a couple of times that I will no longer purchase anything from Jeffree Star, and I'm going to stick to that. And the reason for that is because I have these exact greens in many of my other palettes. I was actually thinking about the greens already in my collection, and for instance, some of those murky, cocky shades, I already have. I have the Mini Tasty Avocado by Makeup Revolution. Great green palette. I've got some of those brighter greens in my Blush Tribe Layla too. I've got greens in my Ace Beauty Oceanic that I love. I have greens in my Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. So, you know what? I think that if I were to couple together shades from every green palette I already have, I would get to this. I would get to this. So that's why I feel I don't need this, and that's why I haven't purchased it now that it's been released over here in Europe too. So yeah, not getting that one. Talking Huda Beauty, by the way, they came out with a Cult Beauty exclusive Gold Obsessions palette. And I definitely had a couple of the Obsessions palettes on my Black Friday wish list, some of the ones that were released this year. I tend to wait for the Cult Beauty Black Friday sale to get those because then you can get 25% off. So that's what I did, because else I feel they're not really worth it. So I definitely waited for the sale, and I did get some of them, but not this one because golds. I mean, I'm not a gold palette, like I'm not a gold shadow kind of gal, so this was not for me. However, I did pick up one of the neutrally, like some of the more neutrally ones that I didn't have yet, because I do really like my little Obsessions palettes. They're my favorites by Huda Beauty for sure. I know not everybody likes the quality, but of the ones that I have a couple of those Gemstone Obsession ones, you know, the ones like the Amethyst and the, did I say Amethyst for the green ones? It's called Emerald, of course. The Emerald, the Sapphire, I have the Bright Rainbow one, I have one of the neon ones. I bought 2 of the nude Obsessions ones that she came out with last year, and I love every single one of them, so I definitely did pick up a few. I definitely did. This was teased by by Sydney Grace, actually. They are coming out with a new collection in the spring of 2021 in collaboration with Temptalia, which is, I think, I don't know about you, but if I need information about any makeup product, that's the website I check to go to for swatches and see whether the quality is anything that I might like. I do have to say though that in my experience, I don't always agree with her assessment of how some products work. That may have to do with the fact that she has a very different skin tone to mine. Because sometimes she'll say things like, oh, it'll fade, or it will, it doesn't show up on the skin, and I'm like, I have no problem getting that shadow to play on my skin very well. So, but I think this is going to be a very interesting collab. Sydney Grace is one of my favorite eyeshadow brands for sure. And then with the insight that Christine has from Temptalia, I think that can make a really, really good like collaboration, but this is not gonna come until like 5-6 months from now, so we need to hang in there for a bit. Viseart came out with these little petite four pan shadows, and they came out with a cool toned one. So I thought I could address this and tell you that no, I didn't buy this. I was not like, I like it. I like the look of it a lot, but I just think that this is too limiting for me. What I would like this is one look in a palette. I want there to be a little bit more variety, so like a 6 to 8 pan. That's what I prefer. This is a bit too limiting, and the other ones in this collection really didn't appeal to me. So yeah, this cool tone one I just wanted to address because everybody knows how much I like cool tones, but I didn't get it. Colourpop's holiday collection also launched, the Ménage à Moi, and what's the other one called? Oh, this post that I selected didn't have the name for the gold colored palette, but it's the Amoureux collection. And yeah, I have to say this launched as I was sort of like coming to place my order for the Black Friday sale that Colourpop was doing with 30% off, which was lovely. And I almost got it. I decided not to. And the reason why I didn't get it is because I already have the Making Mauves, I have the Flutter By, and I've already said this before, I'm going to combine those two palettes together and make my perfect mauve tone palette. This has 2 pressed glitters. No, no Colourpop. It's just one mauvey blushy palette too many, if you know what I mean. So I just thought that, I was hoping this would be a little bit more unique, but it's just not unique enough for me to warrant shipping it over here and doing all that. This is by Gimme Glow, and Gimme Glow is coming out, or came out for Black Friday with the Vivid Rose eyeshadow palette. Now, Gimme Glow is a brand I very much still want to try. It's, again, like Adept, really, really difficult to buy from if you're an international shopper because their shipping costs are just so outrageously expensive. I believe it's like, to get one palette, they charge you like $40 in shipping. And then I would still have to pay for customs and handling fees. And then a palette like this, which retails for $45, would cost me like $100 easily. And then it's just not worth it to me. So that's why I decided to not buy this. But it looks very pretty. Shall we talk about something that I did get? I had never tried anything by Lunar Beauty. I was very much umming and ahhing about that Moonspell palette that was released last year. But then, of course, the Eternal, that's what it's called, right? Eternal Eclipse palette came out as part of their holiday collection for 2020. And it's got a couple of warm tones. That like top right corner is quite warm, but everything else is like bluish grays, cool neutrals, and I was like, Manny, I need to try it. It launched on Beauty Bay on Black Friday. It's currently making its way over here. That's all I can say. I wanted to try this straight away. I haven't tried anything by Lunar Beauty. I have been intrigued by that Strawberry Dream palette as well as the Moonspell, but the color stories just weren't right. And I'm currently really on a neutral kick. So everything neutral is like very, very much appealing to me at the moment. So this is exactly what I was hoping for from someone. So yeah, this is definitely something that I think I might like. And if the quality is anything like what I've heard people say Lunar Beauty quality is like, then I know I'm going to be very happy with that purchase. Violet Voss came out with the Forget Me Not palette, which is like blues, greens, and then a peach and a bronze, and this looks really, really pretty. I wish that I could get Violet Voss. Their stock has not been updated on Beauty Bay in like over a year, and that used to be the place where I shopped Violet Voss from. I only have one of their palettes. I only ever bought one. But I am still very much still intrigued by their Mini Violet and also their Sugar Crystals palette. However, they are one of the brands that stopped shipping internationally when COVID hit. So I have not been able to buy from them. I was hoping they would open up international shipping again for Black Friday, but they didn't. So I don't know, by the time I'll be able to get this, it might be this time next year. And by that time, I don't think I would still want to place an order with Violet Voss. So I hope they become a little bit more accessible again, because I really don't understand every single brand. I've been buying from Juvia's Place, official website Pat McGrath, Colourpop, Sydney Grace, like all these US-based brands, some of them located in California, and they have no issue shipping product over. And then some brands are like, no, no, we're not going to ship anything over because too many things get lost. And I get it, because then they need to refund. So it's, of course, it's going to go off of their thing. I understand. But it's just like, hey, if I'm an international customer, I choose to place an order with you. So what's the big deal? So I don't get it. Oh well. So no Violet Voss for me anytime soon. And then something I think that's very fun, but that I'm not going to buy, is the Kylie and Grinch collection. I just think that's nice. I think that a Grinch collection for Christmas, for holiday, is very much bang on the money. I like the design features this has. It's got really cute packaging, but I kind of don't buy anything from any of the Kardashians/Jenners. Like, I don't own anything by them, and I have no interest in this whatsoever. If this would have been a different brand doing this kind of collab, I would have been excited. Now I'm like, nope, thanks. Colourpop came out with even more stuff. They came out with 2 pastel-y kind of palettes, the Cloud Spun, and then there was also a blue one. What was that called? I'm not sure anymore. Cloud Spun and Cloud 9. So a pink and a blue. It's got pressed glitters. Again, these were out as I was placing my Colourpop order, and I decided against buying them because of the pressed glitter and because it's very similar to the other blue/pink palettes I already own by them. And those were actually 2 of my least favorites. So the Strawberry Shake and the Blue Moon are 2 of my least favorite Colourpop monochromatic palettes. So I was like, I don't need this. I really don't. Something really pretty, the Starry Night palette by Storybook Cosmetics. Oh boy, this looks pretty. It's got blues and greens, it's got some cool tones, but also with some warmer tones. It's Vincent van Gogh inspired. In fact, this is one of my favorite paintings by him. It's just this really thick monstrosity of a palette, and it's coming this December. I think I might like this. I mean, they've kind of done what I usually do when I do like my little fantasy palettes, when I play around with singles. Done a few of those videos where I take a picture and I try to create a color story based on the colors that are in that picture. And I think I actually picked a Vincent van Gogh painting for one of those videos. So I like that they've done that here. So this is nice. This looks really pretty. I've never tried their formula before. But if it's really, really thick and bulky, like all of the palettes that I've seen them do, I think I'm gonna pass up on it because I don't reach a lot for my very large eyeshadow palettes. Like, I have to remember to use them, and with this, I just don't. And then this is one that I didn't really see any beauty blogs or Instagram pages post about, but I just wanted to give it a mention. If you don't know anything about me, I spend a big chunk of my life being a Backstreet Boys fan, and AJ McLean, who was just on Dancing with the Stars, has launched his own nail polish line. So I just wanted to give it a mention here. It's called Ava Dean, I believe, which is named after his 2 daughters. And yeah, AJ has been wearing nail polish like since he was 17, I'm sure. So it makes sense for him to launch this. And I thought it was fun to mention something that not all of the beauty people would be talking about. But yeah, a Backstreet Boy has launched nail polish, in case anyone is interested. I'm currently, again, I've fallen off of my nail polish wagon that I was on very briefly this spring. I need to get back on it, but yeah. Yeah, so AJ McLean, Backstreet Boy, came out with nail polish, just so you know. Let me see. Oh, this I thought was really cool. That there's a new brand out called Game Beauty, and they have decided to make a beauty brand based off of video games. And they have come out with they are coming out. No, it has already launched. The Adventure palette. It's only available from their official website, so I haven't really checked this out. But it's got a really pretty green color story, and then with some warm tones of purple and a yellow. And this really intrigues me. I do want this brand to come out with some other things, and I would like to see reviews first before I decide to buy it, but I think it's ingenious. I mean, if you take like things like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft as your inspiration, like how much cool makeup could you make? I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. But of course they would have to be very careful that they're not blatantly copying any video games. But Yeah, that really intrigued me. Lethal Cosmetics didn't just come out with face products, they also came out with the new Velvet Dust collection, including a palette. I'm not sure if the palette has a particular name. It's just a bunch of shades, so I think you can buy them separately too. And this has some shades where I'm like, ooh, I could make myself another palette with that for sure, because they also came out with some neon shades over the summer. So perhaps if I combine those, maybe I could come up with a new 12-pan palette. But especially if you see my Black Friday haul, then you'll understand that I'm a bit shadowed out for the moment. So if I buy anything from them, it won't be until like spring next year for sure. Colourpop, again, the Fade Into You, Color Me Obsessed, whatever, yeah. They came up with something colorful, rainbow, it's got pressed glitters. Again, one that I almost threw in my basket and I decided against it. Mainly because it has those pressed glitters and because I have a bunch of colorful singles already by Colourpop that I love. Don't get me wrong, I love my Colourpop singles, but those are all the bright colorful shades that I need from them. So I don't need another rainbow palette. I wish that people would stop, like brands need to stop thinking that it needs to be neutral or a rainbow. Like there are so many other things you can do with colors than just make a rainbow palette. So this is a bit, no. Now something I'm intrigued with, I'm not sure when this will be out where I live, but Viseart has come out with the Violette eyeshadow palette. I already saw Mel Thompson doing a review with this. It's got a couple of really, really stunning brighter pinks and purples and then a bunch of really good neutrals. This looks like something that I might want to buy from Viseart. I do have to say though that the top row with like most of the mattes, they look very similar. So I'm not sure if I needed all of that. But yeah, I tried one of their Petite Pros, the Petite Pro 3 last summer, and it had 4 mattes and 4 shimmers. And I really, really like the quality of it. So if I buy Viseart again, it would be one of these like smaller palettes for sure. And I haven't tried their new like smaller 12-pan palettes. So I think this may be something that I'm intrigued with, but I have to wait for this to get to Boozy Shop because that's the easiest way for me to get Viseart. So yeah, we'll have to see when this comes out. Not sure when it comes to Europe. And then Clarity Cosmetics is coming out with the Private Party palette. It looks really nice at the surface, but then it seems to have 2 pressed glitters in a 5-pan palette. Like, can we, like, just don't put in 2 pressed glitters. Just don't, because I like the cool tones with the reds. I mean, I also ordered myself that Melt Cosmetics Rating Room palette from the Beetlejuice collection from Beauty Bay. Again, it's in the same order as that Lunar palette, Lunar Beauty palette, so still making its way to me. But yeah, this would have been lovely, save for the 2 press glitters. I think I already mentioned these, but I actually was intrigued by the That's My Jam palette by Too Faced, like one of their little minis, because it's got those little like violet-y shades. But then I think I look at that and I'm like, I would much rather buy the Viseart one that I just mentioned over this. So again, these mini palettes by Too Faced, apparently they finally launched. With Too Faced, I just never know. Did I already mention this? Yes or no? Because they always tease stuff months in advance. Oh yeah, Juvia's Place right before holiday has come out with a new palette called the La Mariposa collection, which is a collab with a Instagram lady. I don't follow her myself. It's very nice, bright and colorful. It does have a pressed glitter again. And I do have to say that with an orange and a very warm brown tone matte and yellow, this is just not my kind of color story. It won't work very well with my skin tone. Of course, I can make it work if I'd want to, but this is not the kind of versatile palette that I know I would get. Plus, I already bought myself some Juvia's Place for Black Friday, so I'm not going to be purchasing anything from them anytime soon. Again, Juvia's Place, like Colourpop, is one of those brands where I place an order maybe like once or twice a year when they have a good sale on, and else it's really not worth it. Some new holiday palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, it seems. Hollywood Flawless Eye Filter Luxury Palettes. I just mentioned in my luxury makeup not worth the money that I don't find Charlotte Tilbury palettes worth the money for how much product you get. So yeah, that's why we're definitely going to be skipping on these, because these will be A, expensive, and B, the color stories are a bit lackluster. Let's just put it that way. More Colourpop, Hello Kitty. Yeah, also for holiday. Very cutesy, but again, for the palette, the color story doesn't appeal to me. The blushes seem a bit too bright. I know a lot of people will be getting this because it is Hello Kitty. I'm not a Hello Kitty fan, so I will be passing up. And this is one that I actually kind of missed. Like, I just missed the announcement, but apparently it's now back in stock, or it's going to be restocked. And the reason why I'm mentioning this now is because I heard Nikki Raven talking about the Alien Cosmetics and Serendipity collab. And this looks like a really stunning palette. It has a really nice color story. But again, it's quite similar to the Raw Beauty Christie color story for Colourpop. It just seems to have a few more interesting shimmers. Again, Alien Cosmetics is an indie brand I would like to try something by, but I haven't really checked out their website. I'm not sure whether their shipping will be very expensive, and apparently this is so popular that it's very difficult to get. So I'm gonna wait for them to do another interesting color story for sure. Hopefully I don't miss out on it then. Something I'm super excited for. Urban Decay is coming out with 6-pan mini palettes based on different decades. 93, Boogie, Pop Queen, Soundtrack. Of these, can you guess which one I like? Yes, the Boogie one, the 70s disco one with the cool tones. I'm not sure when these are going to come out here. They seem to have launched at least at Ulta and the official Urban Decay website in the US. I haven't seen any information about this coming to the Netherlands. So fingers crossed it will come out, because you just never know with Urban Decay. Some things we do get, other things we don't. And then I think this is one of the, no, there's a few more things here. Sigma Beauty is coming out with the Warm Neutrals palette, but I thought they already had one. So I don't really understand this release. Maybe they just put it in a different palette. Like, it used to come in a square packaging with 12 pans. This seems to be 14 pans and comes in rectangular packaging. So whether they just gave an old palette a bit of a rejig, or whether this is like legit a new palette, I don't know. And I tried a Sigma palette and I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite formula. So I think I'm good on the Sigma front when it comes to eyeshadow. And then this is the Glamlite Pie palette, so they are keeping the food train going. I bought the cake palette over the summertime. I have still put it on my eyes. So many people say they have excellent quality products. This is available in the Netherlands because we do have a stockist here who buys all the new releases, so you can easily get it. But this is just a bunch of pinks. Again, I would buy the Viseart with the purples and the neutrals over this for sure. And this is the last thing I want to mention, the new Fenty Beauty Cream Gloss Bomb lip glosses. And the reason why I wanted to mention this is I got one of the Colourpop Luxe glosses in, like, I bought a little set and it just came in there. I was like, I won't like it. I put it on my lips and I actually really liked it. So I'm actually a bit on a gloss train right now, trying to find good ones. And I've heard lots of great things about the Gloss Bomb by Fenty, but I don't really like creamy lip glosses though. So this I probably won't get, but maybe at some point in time, if I need to place myself an order with Sephora in France, I might just throw in one of the gloss bombs with glitter. So the Fenty Beauty gloss bombs, I may not want to try, especially because I seem to all of a sudden like lip gloss. Like, what's wrong with me? Who am I? Who am I? I don't like lip gloss. So yeah, those were all of the products that I wanted to discuss in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope I'm not going through it too fast, but I need to catch a train in like 10 minutes. So I need to start leaving the house. So I knew I wanted to film this video before I got my day going. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. And would love to know in a comment down below if there's any makeup you bought for Black Friday, or maybe any of these releases that you are sort of keeping an eye out what you would like to get. So yeah, I've got lots more content coming your way in the month of December, so I hope you would like to stay tuned, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!